even further beyond!
Yes, sir. My name is Zakashi, and in this video here, we got the top 5 teams of the month. Talking about the previous month, we just went past February, Black History Month. BLM, all of that. But we've had a lot of changes in the meta, honestly. But this guy on the front of the screen came back, and of course, we also had the big lad himself making an appearance in the final few days of the month, LF JIREN. So let's see what teams we actually got really running the game, because obviously I am a top player in PvP. I actually aim for godly quite consistently. If you don't believe me, you should just check any of my previous videos. You will see the number of godlies, etc, etc. So I do actually play the game, so I do have a valid opinion, in my opinion, valid enough to know what teams are actually up there in the higher ranks, what teams people are using what the most and whatnot. I also want to say that this list is not in order, and for the honorable mentions at the end, if there is any, they could easily beat out any other teams in the top 5. I feel like the top 5s are just the ones that I've seen most. It's not just based on what team is the most OP, but who people are using the most. So yeah, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button. We're on this grind to 25,000 subscribers. We are very close to that, so press that red button for me. All my social media links on the left if you want to hit me up. I'm always on the Discord, but Twitter as well. We've got Discord, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, Instagram. I did that in a weird order. Crazy. But check those out. They're all on the left. But yeah, I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. Let's actually get into the video now. Alright, so number 1 on the list here, we've actually got Fusion Warriors. Fusion Warriors, if I was to be humble, they're on the right team. They're on the right team. If I was not to be humble, I'd say they're the best team in the game. But obviously that's opinionated. But this team here is by no means an underdog. This team here is disgusting. This is the team I've got. For the guys that have been here on the channel know that this is my favorite team. It's the team I use most. Hence the stars you can see. But the options you've got, of course, not many, I'll be real, because the team is very expensive. But you need to have Ultra Gogeta on there and G4. Them two, I feel like they're standard. SV should also be there like standard, at least them 3. And then you could choose between Gogeta, Blue, and Marjube. And you don't need a red at this point. Really and truly right now, the way Fusions is, the big 3, Ultra Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and Super Vegeta. If you don't have them 3, like, running this team is going to be shambles, honestly. But I don't need to say much about this team, because Ultra Gogeta is literally the best unit in the game. And that should say a lot, enough just for understanding that this team is going to be disgusting, since they have the best unit in the game on it. But yeah, that's number 1 there. We got Fusion Warriors. Number 2 here, we got Lineage of Evil, one of the craziest teams to make a comeback during Black History Month. I can't lie. One of the most fake racist characters I've ever seen in anime. But we got Lineage of Evil, man. This team here is scary. When I say it's scary, like, they're going to shut you up. You're going to be thinking, ah, you got this, but you're actually going to be put into a blender. This Revival Frieza really changed up the team single-handedly, alongside this LF Full Power Frieza that people have been pulling a lot. Maybe not even intentionally, but I'm not gonna lie, this team here, if you run into it, you're gonna have some problems. I can't build it properly because I don't have the Revival Frieza, but even this free-to-play Pod Frieza, he is a menace. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, if you run into him, he paralyzes you and hits you with a blue, bro, and you're a blue unit, you dying in 1 or 2. I'm not even gonna lie. Easy. Very scary team. Came up from the dirt, the mud, man. They just really showed GT how to actually buff the team. Like, it's disgusting how this team just came out of nowhere and everybody's using it. Definitely a good team. Deserves to be on this list. If it's not on this list, you're lying. You're just lying to me. But that's number 2. We got Lineage of Evil. Now, number 3, without looking at the screen on the right, but you guys can see what element is on the screen, and we've got Mono Purple. Now, everybody knows that when Bluebirds came out, SV came out with the Zenkai, it just changed up everything, man. Honestly, like, it made the game go in a direction where purple's probably the best color in the game, if not blue. But even then, you can combine both, and I'll put this into one, but I feel like Mono Purple is a lot more consistent in terms of what you see. So I've got Mono Purple here over like blue, purple, 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 blue. I just don't want to put Ultra Gogeta everywhere. But This team here is disgusting, especially with JIREN releasing. You could actually run this team with JIREN. I probably should have mentioned that with LOE, people have been running JIREN with him, with that team, and it's actually disgusting, especially with JIREN having the boost. But mono purple here, SV, blue bros, the Vegeta. You could obviously take out the Vegeta and actually put JIREN as the leader if you wanted to, and it's going to work amazingly. This team is actually insane, not to be slept on at all. Just because time has passed, blue boys leaving the boost doesn't mean anything. The way they gain health will keep them in the battle, in the meta for a very, very long time. I don't even expect them to come out of like top of S tier. Let's say they go down, they won't even come out top of S tier by the end of this year, the way they're built, man. SV, undeniably insane unit, not gonna lie. The team just works well, even though it's such a simple color. Brubos, the main thing being that they're both 2 colors as well, like they reverse elements. That just keeps them in the running. But you guys know what it is, man. You've probably faced so many that you don't even need this explanation. But that's number 3 on this list. We got blue bros. I said blue bros, we got mono purple. That's crazy. Number 4 on this list, I feel like it's only right. You cannot have this list without this team. We've got Super Saiyans, simply because Ultra Super Gogeta is a Super Saiyan clearly, and he is the best unit in the game. Matching with Bardock, it's nuts. And on top of that, a top 3, like I mentioned at the start of the video, big 3 for fusions. We got Super Vegeta, who's also a Super Saiyan. So if you pair those blue purple, you can run the blue purple. It mixes the same way like I just mentioned with the last team. It's mono purple that we had, but if you had blue purple, blue purple, it's just as dominant. And if you're running that, you get this right here. Let me just back out, and you can see it's such a disgusting team. We got Ultra Super Gogeta, Bardock, SV. We got the yellow Super Vegeta, so that he can give the critical and Super Saiyan buff. Is really good. The Zenkai buff for SV, and we also got Namek Goku Zenkai buffing Ultra Gogeta alongside Bardock. Like, the team just works very well. You could do different variations, so you could go ahead and instead triple Zenkai buff both Bardock, I believe. Triple Zenkai buff Ultra Gogeta, and then double Zenkai buff Bardock, because this Gohan, where is he? Yes, here. I believe his Zenkai buff is Super Saiyan, so that just works out as well. Or you could even opt in to double Zenkai buff SV. Like, there's options of who you want to use, but I feel like it's best to just go for Ultra Gogeta because he's literally the best in the game, undeniably. But yeah, number 4 on this list, Super Saiyans. Like, if you get touched by those crits, bro, they're putting you in a blender easily. Super Saiyans. Now, for the last one on this list, we've actually got Future, but I wasn't too sure about putting them on here, I'll be honest. Future been a good team since Festival, I'm not even gonna lie. They're a top contender and gets people so far, undeniably. Future is so clear with Sword of Hope Trunks. He has fell off a bit, but that's not to be confused with him being bad. It's just not he just isn't where he was, especially during Festival's prime. But Future overall is just a solid built team, especially with these units that they've got. You can run Blue Bros on the main as a leader slot, and that would just hold them up because Blue Bros is insane. But the Goku Black and Zamasu, Future Hunt for endurance, you got your options there. You can Zenkai buff the Sword of Hope Trunks. I don't have him, unfortunately. You can see there, I don't have him. But you could Zenkai buff him using this Trunks here, the Super Saiyan 2-1 at the top. You could also opt into Zenkai buff the Blue Bros with this guy here, who's also Future and God Key. Like, I've got VB there only because I have him 14 stars and his Z ability is really good. That's just something you could have to make the team that extra more edgy. Like, Future is actually an insane team. Back in the day, people used to run this red cell and actually use the revival and even corrupt Zamasu, but nobody runs reds in this meta. If you're running a red, you're quite insane, I'm not gonna lie. Some people even run the full power Frieza on Future. Like, there's so many combinations now with the leader slot, it's crazy. And even the purple Rose, if you have him very high stars, I'd say beyond 9 or at least 9, then he is actually viable, and because he nullifies endurance and on everything, it makes him very useful. But Futures, I feel like they just had to be here. But I've got honorable mentions that could take out any of these, and I feel like the honorable mention that I'm going to mention is actually pretty solid, but I wanted to give it a bit more time because I haven't seen a lot of people using it. Now, looking at this, I'm sure you can make out that the honorable mention that I've got for this video is actually Powerful Opponent, and not going to lie to you, it's not what you expect, and they've already been on this list, but it's actually just LOE. Like, LOE with JIREN as the leader is literally Powerful Opponent, and it's such a disgusting team. I've run into it a couple times and it holds up so well. It's dumb. It's actually just dumb. LoE overall is already a very good team, but then adding JIREN just makes it powerful opponent, of course. But with the leader slot, it doesn't really make that big of a difference, except for like the few cases where, for example, Kula, let's say, he's specifically buffing LoE. You can see like he's got LoE in his unique abilities. So in that case, then it wouldn't work well. But people don't even run Kula anymore because the blue freezer has revival. So it's just a better option for you. I don't need to explain why everybody's good, but I already talked about this green pod freezer. Already spoke about the yellow. I didn't speak about it. He nullifies endurance on everything, which is insane. The full power one here, which is a Zenkai, he has endurance, and that makes him nuts. On top of the fact that he can do a lot of damage, and he's a good Zenkai buff, which is great. It's always good to have a Zenkai buff. But overall, man, LoE turning into powerful opponents, it's pretty much the same thing, but it makes what powerful opponent is. And I didn't want to show the team for it, but for some guys that might be upset, maybe we should slide androids in here, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to mention them, so maybe somebody smiles at the end of this video. But yeah, that's going to leave it for the top 5 teams of the month. This is February. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, man. If you had enjoyed the video, press that subscribe button, man. On this grind to 25,000 subscribers. We do this every month on the channel, just reviewing teams so that maybe you guys can take some tips if you wish. Of course, if you don't want to, then you don't have to, but of course it's just good to know what's in the meta, so at least if you don't have a team that you want to commit to, you can possibly pick one. Even then, it's just good to see and maybe look back a couple months like, wow, these teams are really running the meta. And it's crazy how the game had developed, like literally in maybe a couple months. Even by anniversary, we'll see maybe completely different teams. But yeah, like I said, press the subscribe button. All my social media links on the left. Hit me up on Twitter and Discord. That's where I'm most social. But besides from that, guys, thank you guys for watching. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Please, lend me your energy! You're through!